Well, the NFC South just got a hell of a lot more interesting. When Tom Brady signed with Tampa about a month ago, I came on here and said the NFC South is now the best division in the NFL. And it got even better on Tuesday night. Rob Gronkowski is coming out of retirement, making his return to the NFL. He's leaving the fake world of WWE, where he's currently called the 24/7 champion, whatever the fuck that means. Not exactly something that I would put on my resume alongside my Super Bowl championship. The Patriots have traded Gronk to Tampa, where he will be reunited with terrific Tom, the best quarterback to ever play the game. As a Saints fan, this isn't great news. New Orleans has dominated the NFC South the past 3 years. Now, instead of facing Jameis Winston twice a year, they're going up against Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, along with Bruce Arians, one of the better offensive minds in the league. There's so much to go over with this story. Let's begin with the deal itself between New England and Tampa. I see a lot of people saying that Bill Belichick got screwed in this trade. I don't see it that way. New England sent Gronk along with a 7th round pick to Tampa, received a 4th round pick in return. Now people online are saying, this is a steal. The Patriots should have gotten at least a 1st round pick for Gronk. Belichick got fucked. That could not be further from the truth. First of all, Gronk had all the leverage here. Bill Belichick and the Patriots had no leverage in this situation. Gronk wanted to come out of retirement, and the only place that he was going was Tampa to play with Tom Brady. That's the only quarterback he wanted to play with. He was not going to suit up in New England. So Belichick did the best that he could. Got what he could get for Gronk. That's about all that he could do. Otherwise, he gets nothing and Gronk stays retired. Nobody wins. Or, and people aren't really considering this situation could have been bad for the Patriots. If both sides weren't cooperating with each other, this situation could have put the Patriots in a big bind. Gronk could have come out of retirement, gotten reinstated into the league, and the $10 million that he's owed would have directly hit the Patriots' cap. And they're already low on cap space. Gronk's $10 million would have left them with essentially nothing. And they got to pay the guys that they're going to draft. Now, luckily for Belichick and the Patriots, Gronk has a lot of respect for the organization. To me, it looks like both sides worked together and got the best deal possible for New England. Both sides were happy. Tampa was not giving up a 1st round draft pick. They knew Belichick had zero leverage in this situation. So it was either take what Tampa's offering or put yourself in a bind. Bill Belichick did the right thing here. Not to mention the fact that Belichick really didn't want Gronk in New England to begin with. A couple of years ago, he tried to trade him to Detroit, but Gronk was like, fuck no. I'm not playing for the fucking Lions. He wouldn't even pick up the phone when Matt Patricia tried to call him. I think that's why a lot of people are thinking that Belichick and the Patriots got screwed in this deal with Tampa. The Lions were offering a 1st and 2nd round draft pick for Gronk. So people naturally assume New England should have gotten the same deal from Tampa. But like I said, Belichick and the Patriots had no leverage to demand anything. Also, back in 2018, when Belichick was trying to move Gronk, I think part of the reason was he was trying to push Tom Brady out the door. One of many things he tried to get Brady out of New England. He knew that trading Gronk, who was Tom Brady's best friend on the team, would not only get rid of his quarterback's favorite target on the field, but it would also piss him off, hopefully enough to leave New England. Bill Belichick knew it was time to move on from Tom Brady. He had been ready for 1-2 years at that point. Trading Gronk possibly would have sped up that process. But what Belichick didn't consider was Gronk threatening retirement instead of playing in Detroit. That pretty much killed off the whole deal. The only problem I have with this trade, from a Patriots perspective anyway, I would have liked to see them try to get O.J. Howard from Tampa. Tampa's got 3 tight ends on the roster right now. Clearly, they don't want O.J. Howard, seeing as they tried to trade him to the Redskins before this whole Gronk deal went down. That's the only thing I don't like about this deal for New England. They didn't get O.J. Howard. Now, with Brady and Gronk reuniting in Tampa, all of a sudden, everybody is catapulting the Bucs to the top of the NFC South division. Some people even have them as their favorites to win the Super Bowl. The Tampa offense will be unstoppable. You can call me a Saints homer all you want. I'm not buying it. New Orleans is still the best team in the NFC South. I think it's going to be a lot more difficult than people think for Tom Brady and Tampa. Now, will they be better than they were last year? Of course. Are they a playoff team? Most definitely. No doubt about it. The Bucs went 7-9 last year with Jameis Winston throwing 30 interceptions. It is pretty fucking difficult to throw 30 interceptions in one season. Jameis Winston should be proud of that accomplishment. The reason I think it's going to be difficult for Tom Brady, Tampa is going to be a complete culture shock for him. He's used to being in New England, where Bill Belichick runs that team and that organization like a military operation. You don't fuck up in New England. Everything is regimented. Everything is organized. Belichick working 18 hours a day. It's not like that in Tampa Bay. The atmosphere in a Bruce Arians locker room is much more relaxed. Bruce Arians is not working 18 hours a day. He's the guy looking for a way to get the fuck out of there early so he can make it home for dinner. For the first time in Tom Brady's career, he's going to have to take that general role. A role that his entire career has been filled by Bill Belichick. For the first time, Tom Brady is walking into a brand new locker room. Not only that, he's walking into a locker room and into a city that has become accustomed to a culture of losing. It is very difficult to change a losing culture, especially in one offseason. 45 seasons in the NFL. The Bucs have made the playoffs 10 times. Tom Brady alone has more playoff appearances than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa's not made the playoffs since 2007. Hell, the Bucs as an organization have won just 267 games in 45 years. To put that into perspective, Tom Brady has won 219 games in 20 years. You starting to get the picture? Tampa is a culture of losing. Plus, we don't have any idea whether Gronk can be the dominant tight end that he used to be. He's been out of the NFL for a year. We've seen guys come out of retirement before, and they are not the same player. Randy Moss, Randall Cunningham, hell, Jason Witten did last year. But the one thing Gronk has going for him is his age. He's only 31 years old. But his body took a beating in New England. Hell, that's why he retired. He was tired of being in pain all the time. And who knows how many games that Gronk is going to be able to play. He hasn't played a full 16-game season since 2011. Missed 9 games in 2013, 8 games in 2016. Back then, he was in his 20s, when your body can recover quicker. At 31 years old, with his injury history, you know that Gronk is going to miss time. Another reason I don't think Tampa is the clear favorite to win the NFC South is because the division is so tough. It's the best division in the NFL. First of all, Tom Brady had his worst season as a pro last year in the AFC East. The lack of weapons, you can partially blame that. That might have had something to do with it, but it wasn't the only reason. The truth is, Tom Brady's fucking old. He's not the same player he was 4 or 5 years ago. Tom Brady has always played with subpar receivers. Didn't stop him from winning Super Bowls. But now at 43 years old, he's going from playing in the AFC East to the NFC South. And that is a huge difference. Tom Brady's used to an automatic 5-6 wins a year on the schedule. He's used to seeing guys like butt fumble Mark Sanchez twice a year, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen. whoever the fuck will jump on the quarterback carousel in Miami this year. All that is about to change. Now 6 games a year, he's going to be seeing Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Teddy Bridgewater. It is not going to be a cakewalk to the division title. The Saints are still the best team in the NFC South. The core of that team has been together longer than any other team in the division. And that's another thing. It's going to take the Bucs a while to build chemistry. And they're going to be doing that possibly with a shortened offseason, a much shortened offseason. The Falcons are going to be better. Hell, the worst team in the division is Carolina, and they should be good. Even with Tom Brady and Gronk, I think it's a bit premature to crown Tampa the winners of the NFC South. While I'm on the subject of Tom Brady, I might as well mention this. 49ers general manager John Lynch was on the Rich Eisen show the other day, and he said that he was seriously considering replacing Jimmy Garoppolo with Tom Brady. But only after he thought about it for a day or two, he said to himself that, I really like this Jimmy G fella, and I'm not really interested anymore in going after the greatest quarterback of all time. Now, if you believe this, give me a call, because I got a beach in Nebraska that I'll sell you. John Lynch is full of shit. It was revealed pretty early on in the process that the only 2 teams Tom Brady was even considering was Tampa and the Chargers. The only reason that the Niners were even rumored to be a possibility was because Tom Brady grew up near San Francisco. If John Lynch had the opportunity to get Tom Brady, he would have had Jimmy G in the first Uber to SFO with a coach ticket waiting for him at the counter to get him the fuck out of town. Now, luckily for John Lynch, Tom Brady saved him from himself, because it would have been a mistake to let Jimmy G go only to get Tom Brady for a year or 2. All this is John Lynch trying to instill confidence in Jimmy G. Because behind the scenes, he and Kyle Shanahan were pursuing Tom Brady. They watched Jimmy G choke away a 2010 lead in the Super Bowl. They watched him play terrible in that 4th quarter. They lost confidence in him. People seem to forget that last year was really Jimmy Garoppolo's first full season as a starter in the NFL. But because he's been in the league since 2014, people think he has more experience. If you really think about it, last year was the equivalent of Jimmy G's rookie season. If it were his real rookie season and he had made it to the Super Bowl, whether he choked in the Super Bowl or not, people wouldn't be looking to replace him. You think if Tom Brady wanted to go to the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to think for 1 second about shipping Patrick Mahomes out of town? Fuck no. If Tom Brady wanted to go to the Baltimore Ravens, you think John Harbaugh is shipping Lamar Jackson out of town? Fuck no. I wasn't really a believer in Jimmy Garoppolo until late last season. When he came into New Orleans, it was either week 12, week 13. It was early December. At that point, that was the biggest game of Jimmy Garoppolo's career. The number 1 seed in the NFC was at stake. Jimmy G came into the Superdome and played 4 of the best quarters of football any quarterback played last season during the regular season. He was that good. Momentum had shifted several times throughout the game. He led the Niners on the game-winning drive with less than a minute to go in the 4th quarter. After that game, I became a believer in Jimmy Garoppolo. The bottom line is, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan fucked up by even considering replacing Jimmy G with Tom Brady. And now John Lynch is trying to save face. That's all it is. Alright, that's all for today. Make sure to click that like and subscribe button for me. Hit that notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Leave me a comment in the section below. Do you think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the best team in the NFC South? Are they your favorite to win the Super Bowl? Or do you think, like me, that New Orleans is still the best team in the NFC South? You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. I will see you guys next time.